What's going on, everyone? Rashard D here, the double O level. We're going to be taking a look at a screen that will upgrade your Tesla Model 3 or Model Y. This is an 8.6-inch rear screen for your backseat passengers, and this will take your infotainment system up another notch. So let's go ahead and get this open so we can get a look at it. First of all, I want to acknowledge that this packaging is mint. It looks really good. You got this checkered, almost carbon fiber-like feel on the packaging, so that's the way that looks when you get your box. So let's get this open. All right, so once you get everything open, you get your user manual. You see here it says Tesla 8.66 Android rear row entertainment. This is going to be the wiring harness. It's really just plug and play. You have a couple of things here, and we'll go over this later. You have a USB-C to USB-A adapter. This allows you to charge your devices or connect your devices, and you have this adapter just in case you don't have USB-C. You also get this handy tool. This allows you to remove your existing cover so you can put on your new one. And this, guys, is going to be the 8.6-inch screen. Just take a look at this. This looks awesome. And in some cars, especially the earlier models, you have USB-A connections. This is going to give you the upgrade to USB-C as well. Now, this has a cover on the screen, so it kind of looks a little dull, but we're going to remove this once we have it installed. And you can see you have existing air vents here that actually function. Move left to right, up and down. This is going to be the back. So you have your connections here. It's really easy to install. You see the clips that line up with your existing connections in your car. All right, so now that we have everything out, you see what it comes with. It's just this cable connection, and this is fairly going to be an easy install. Now, if you're comfortable with maybe taking apart things like a computer and changing out maybe a hard drive or something like that, then this is going to be very similar. The rear panel on where your air vent is in your car, it really just pops out, and that's what this tool does. You use this, just pop it out, and then once you have that out, you can find this connection and get your car connected. If you have an issue, do seek a professional installer so they can go ahead and get that set up for you. So now that we have everything out, let me show you how to get this installed. Just disconnects really easy from the bottom. You can see that this just fits under here. You're just going to gently lift this up until it just pops out, and then you're able to fully take this out just like this. Flip that over. So next, what I'm going to do is use this T20 bit to take the two screws that holds this together, so this way I can run the cable from the screen down to the connector at the bottom. Once again, there's just two screws. So it's these two screws. And just like that, it pops off. Now, this is the power cable for the USB ports. I have USB-A in this model of car. This is a bypass valve to make sure that this doesn't get power if you're not going to be using it, which we're not going to be using, but this is going to be for a USB-C connection or different connection. So what I'm going to do is just tape this up to make sure there's no current flow and it's protected. So I'm just going to take some black tape, electric tape. Next, we're going to take our wiring harness and just match it up down here. We're going to set this here and then make sure that you have enough room, and we're just going to cover our wiring here to make sure that we have enough space, and put the cover back on. So now we have our wire harness in here, and we have enough room to get this connected and then put our screen on. Before I put these screws in, I'm going to head and connect everything to make sure it works. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to connect this wire harness to these blue plugs. Now, this only goes in one way, so you can't get this wrong. So this goes into here. Then this one, you can tuck in like so to give yourself some room. Bend this slightly, and now we can go into here. And you just want to make sure that those connections are all the way in. All right, so now that we have those in, now we can push this down a little bit further, tuck this in really nice. We have these two wires here, and this is just going to be the connections for your screen. All right, so we have the screen here. Just match up these two connections. These plug directly in. There's one way you can't get this wrong. Once you have those cables in, you can go ahead and tuck this in really nice so it's neat. All right, so we're going to test fit this before we push it in all the way, turn it on to make sure it works. All right, so now that the screen is on and we know it works, we can go ahead and push this all the way in. And that's basically the end of your install. You just want to make sure you put your covers in and go ahead and put those two screws back up under there as well. Now that we have that out of the way, let's go ahead and go over some specs of the infotainment center itself. Now, this is going to be running on the Android 13 operating system, and this is going to allow you to connect your devices through Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. So that's going to allow you to basically open up your entertainment to the screen to whatever you have on your device. So you can watch things like YouTube, Netflix, your favorite entertainment shows. Also, you can play and control your car audio through your Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, so you can stream your favorite movies or your music or your podcasts, things like that. You can also play slideshows, anything that you really have on your mobile device is connected to this. This also allows you to have controls to your car's interior. So you can control the AC, you can control the heated seats for the passengers especially. So if they want to adjust how much heat, they can do that. Also, if you need to move a seat up, you can control the seats that are in front of you, allow it to move the seat forward or back. You can also control your chair's vibration. If you have a model with massaging seats, that is an option on there as well. Now, there are all different safety features in here. So if you do need to lock the screen, you can do that. And you have a control. So maybe you don't want your kids messing around with your seats or your entertainment while it's playing. All right, guys, once again, this is going to be the rear entertainment screen for your Tesla Model 3, Model Y. Once again, it's going to fit the 2019 through 23 Model 3 and the 2019 through 24 Model Y. Hopefully, the information that I gave you helps make your decision. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave them in the comment section if it's available. Other than that, I'm Rashard D with 00 Level, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.